Oh. We should be good to go. Here. On there. Customization, that's what it was. Integration and save. Oh. Alright, let's get the plugin. Alright. What's up, Dashing? How's it going, bro? Hopefully good. Hopefully good. We'll wait a couple seconds for people to join. See how long this shit takes. I'm gonna zoom through these. I think people are gonna be very sorely disappointed in how terrible I think half of these Pokemon are going to be. What's up, Walt? Oh, man. Just saw Hoppers. Honestly, 8 out of 10 gives us silly vibes, but it's better than advertised. What is Hopper? Oh, is that the one where, like, it's all Paldea decks? So it'll be all of Paldea decks, you can see right here. All of Paldea decks, including the DLCs. I'm doing good. Thriller, how you doing, man? Hopefully well. I'm doing good. Just gonna stream a little bit. Got a little bit of time on my day off. I was gonna go live earlier, but my air conditioner broke, so I was waiting for the air conditioning people to come, and they took way longer than they're supposed to, like, to get here. S tier, Meow, Valiant, Tusk. I mean, yeah, they'll definitely be up there. They will definitely be up there. Hey, everyone else. Well, I don't know if everybody's gonna be an A. I don't know if that's quite what we're thinking, or what I'm thinking. So we'll see. I'll see. Let's start the music a little bit. I think it's a little quiet. Oh, wait. There we go. That's probably a little better. But yeah, we'll get going. We'll get going right away. What are we saying? We're in for the long haul. Yes, sir. Just got back from Vegas a few days ago. Been chilling. Oh, nice. Were you there on vacation? That's dope, dude. No sponsorship, but I wish they were. I love Olipop's because I'm not a big, like, sugary soda guy. It's, like, a good alternative. The fucking Shirley Temple one, this is crack. I had this with lunch today, and I'm probably going to go get one again in the middle of the stream out of my fridge. They're crack, dude. I fucking love the Olipop's. Oh, my goodness. They are so good. Dude, yes, they are goated with the sauce. Yes, they are incredible. So I'm getting a sponsorship. That's like one of my very few goals as a content creator, right? I do this for fun. It's not going to be like my job or anything, but I'd love to get a sponsorship just to say I had one. On vacation, went to Whataburger, Cheesecake Factory, and Cane's all for the first time. Oh shit, all West Coast living. There you go. There you go. I have a Cane's right next to my house, like within like a 2-minute drive, like very, very close to my house. You're watching the live action One Piece? I do. I watch it with my dad and my little brother and my stepmom. So I'll be going over their house to watch that. But yeah. Alright, I think we're good to go, yeah? Y'all ready? We can start? What's up, Kaz? How's it going, man? Got a lot of ones to get through. Obviously, I'm not going to be like Slowpoke Galar, F tier. I'm not going to rank the NFE guys that don't get drafted. Right? I'm not going to rank the NFE guys that don't get drafted. That being said, our first Pokemon is going to be an NFE that technically does get drafted. Man, you guys are going to be really upset how many F tiers I have. I think Paldea Dex is like, was hella mid. Cheesecake Factory was good. Bad service. Whataburger was fantastic. I think Cane's just has really good sauce, right? Like the chicken's very mid, but has good sauce. Just kidding. Fast food tier list. Let's go. But yeah, I think the main thing you guys are going to realize is I see F tier. I think there are a lot of Pokemon that are going to go in F tier. Like, I think there are a lot of Pokemon that are going to go in F tier, and people are going to be very sorely disappointed with that. Like, there's going to be like, oh, I did good in the XDPCDL Season 2 11mon with this guy. He's goated in low tier, Terra. I'm going to tier this as if we were playing in the most objective competitive spaces and you are drafting the most objectively correct teams. And I think a lot of these Pokemon are just terrible. I think a lot of these Pokemon are just terrible. So, there's going to be a lot of F-tier Pokemon. Whataburger, I would say the best bacon I've ever had. Best bacon you've ever had, and it was at Whataburger? You have some better bacon, bro. Aren't you a cook? You cook. Surely you've had better. Alright. Hey, what's your likes? We mathing yet? Dude, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Dash and get them. Get on them. Get on their asses. Get on their asses. Alright, y'all. Let's go ahead and start up. Let's go ahead and start up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Alright, go ahead and hit the like button. Sub if you're new, if you're hanging out. Come have a discussion with me. I'm willing to hear you guys out on some of these. A lot of them I am not. We'll be going through all of the fully evolved and the draftable NFEs. Are we taking Terra into consideration or non-Terra? We're taking Terra into consideration. Now, if something is universally Terra banned, like I'm not going to consider Terra Valiant, right? But I'm going to consider Terra Raichu, right? And again, this is my stance on Terra. Before you guys ever say anything, yes, all of these Pokemon get better with Terra, right? Pikachu. Raichu becomes a lot better with Terra, right? It's an electric that can get like stab water, stab grass, stab ice, things like that. That does not mean it's good. Because while it is better, there are better Pokemon to Terra, so it is not worth it. It's just not worth it. Yes, I'm a cook, and I acknowledge the top tier bacon for like fast food. Okay, for fast food is fair. For fast food is fair. So that's what I'm going to say via Terra. Yes, all of these Pokemon get better with Terra, but unless they are a viable Terra Captain, in the sense that they are in like the top 30% of the decks when it comes to Terra Captains, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. What's up, Terra? Already Raikou Slayer. We're not even there yet. He's not even on the screen yet. Alright. That being said, our first two Pokemon, man, we're going to have a lot of Pokemon that go really low. I'm going to have Pikachu and Raichu. Again, does Raichu get better with Terra? Yeah, of course. If you're playing in like a Mickey low-tier Terra League, sure. But we're trying to play this in the most, objectively competitive sense humanly possible. And I'm not going to Terra my Raichu if that's the case. I think in old gens, you could like justify drafting like a low-tier Raichu. Yes, all Gen 9 Pokemon is in everything that's in the decks. I don't think that Raichu is worth drafting in like a defensive sense anymore because stat crept out the ass. Before you could like justify drafting as like a super low tier like Torn Check or something like that. But I think Power Creep's gotten to the point where it's just literally never worth drafting a Raichu. I'll say it. It's literally never worth it. Same thing with Wiggly. I think Wiggly has had points in time in the universe where it can be drafted as like a Pult Check. But one, Pult's universally banned, and two, I think we're just kind of stat crap out the point where like everything else smokes it, right? Everything else smokes it. Tatsu S tier, so true. Just don't spoil my list. Don't spoil my list. Next up is Venomoth. I could see you justifying a Venomoth in like, again, like as a secondary Terra Captain kind of thing with Tinslance and Quiver Dance and things like that. Still wouldn't recommend it. I still think it's stat crept out the ass, but you can make an argument. You can make an argument. I think Dougie, we're going to say probably it's going to be lower C tier, I think, is where we're going to end up laying on it. Arena Trap is great. I've seen Terra Dougie do some work before. Like very niche and specific builds, but for the most part, again, a lot of these Gen 1 guys, you're going to hear a lot as I go through here. They're just stat cracked. They're just stat cracked. They don't do things anymore because they don't have the stats to do things anymore. You know what I mean? Persian is going to go down here in F tier as well. Same thing. Just not worth ever drafting, right? There are plenty of strong normals you can draft in Terra. Same thing, Golduck, maybe in like a doubles context, you could say Golduck is like, okay. Man, Gen 1 sucks. Man, Gen 1 sucks. Look at these guys. They're so bad. They're so awful. Primate, same thing. We're going to go and put in D tier. We'll put a little bit higher because like the Terra and Rage Fist like idea, right? You technically can make it work. But it's not going to be worth it. Put Clefable in F tier. It deserves it. No. It's not as good as it once was, but it's not that bad. It's weird. Half of the fucking Gen 1 mons are like sprinkled throughout the decks later. It's very weird. It's like after. Yeah, very random. Cool. It got stacked up. It did, but it's still okay. I'm curious what you think of trappers like Doug Trio and Gothster should be priced in Jab. I've seen high as 13 points for Doug and 15 for Goth. I think that's too much. I really do. I really think it's too much. And this is like non-Terra 13, 15. I think we're just beyond that point. I think even in old gens, you don't see them priced as highly. Again, the whole idea is like they're allowable with Trap in draft because their stats are so abhorrently fucking terrible, right? Pokemon like Mega Gengar, or like say they give Mega Chandelure. So they give Mega Chandelure for Chow Attack. It'd be banned, even though it doesn't have great stats, like, right? Like Speed Buzz and stuff like that. They're not allowed because of like trapping plus good stats. These Pokemon have genuinely terrible stat spreads. Genuinely terrible stat spreads. I mean, like unusable stat spreads. So it's really hard to justify like ever using them, in my mind. I think Arcanine has also kind of fallen to the point where like it's a D tier Pokemon. The way I'm kind of doing this is like F tier is like completely undraftable. D tier is you probably shouldn't, but you can. C tier is I've seen it put in some work. B tier is very solid Pokemon that get drafted consistently for their role. A tier is like second tier of Pokemon. S tier is obviously the broken guys, like the top tier. And I don't think you can really justify drafting a regular Arcanine anymore. I don't think like the bulky Intim Fire is like a role you necessarily need in Scarlet and Violet Draft League. Like in the past, you could justify it for good stats, decently strong, things like that. If Mega Shandy gets Shadow Tag, is it banned in draft? 1000%, dude. You can't have mons with that good of stats with Shadow Tag. You just can't do it. Can't do it. It becomes uber uncompetitive. The only reason Dougie and Goth are allowed is because their stats are terrible. Only reason. So, yeah. Yeah, Arcanine, I just think there's not like really a defined role for it anymore. You know? Like, I don't even think Intim is that needed anymore. You can always just clear Amulet something if you really don't want it. Even with Teleport, Darkrai didn't run Teleport a lot in Gen 8. It really didn't. It kind of, like, struggled with the Moosauce. But I think, like, it's just, like, tell me, if you're drafting Arcanine, what are you drafting it for? If it's a Fairy Resist, there are better ones. There are better ones. Other than that, what are you drafting the bulky Fire type for? And it's the same thing, it's the same reason you've seen a Heatran fall off, right? We only really see Terra Heatran if it's ever used, right? So, I think it's in D tier. I think Slowbro is going to go to C. I think Slowbro with no port is a bit poverty. I have seen Terra Slowbro be incredibly powerful. I know my boy Kurt used it recently in SPLD League, and it was great. Jenny was much more defensive. Oh, yeah, for sure. I've seen Terra Slowbro do great work. It's like kind of like a budget Hydrapple with regen, great move pool, and like okay stats, right? Like Nasty Plot 3 sets are really strong with Terra. I think it's not very great without Terra. You can justify drafting, but I think without the momentum of Teleport, it's not great. Magneton is going to go in F tier. Very terrible. I think Muck, for the value you get out of it, is definitely a C tier Pokemon, right? It's not like a... Obviously, like, Arcanine is a better Pokemon inherently than Muck. But, like, for the value you're drafting it at, right? For, like, 3 or 4 points as, like, Ground Poison, good Val check, you know, things like that. T-Spike guy. It's really not bad. I've seen Muck put in some great work over this gen, so yeah, that's fair. D tier Cloyster, probably, right? Like, again, you could justify maybe like Terra and Smash, things like that, but it lost Spin, it lost Boom, so it lost like the versatility of its gameplay like almost completely. And it's a Shell Smash here in a gen where Shell Smash can just lose you the game because Mirror Herb exists, right? It's not quite fast enough to like outpace all the Mirror Herbers. It's close, but it's not quite fast enough to do so, while still threatening them all with Okos, with Skill Link and stuff like that. I think, I don't know. It's weird because like I got it originally because it was an egg move with Tentacruel. That's how you got Cloyster before, and Tentacruel wasn't in the base game. I have no clue. I have no clue. So originally, again, it was an egg move with Tentacruel. But Tentacruel wasn't in base Scarlet and Violet, so it was like, okay, when Tentacruel comes back, because they'll add it back in the DLC, it'll get Spin Deck. Nope. What's up, Chuds? Don't refer to my chat as Chuds. Don't you dare. That's where I draw the line. But yeah, this guy's kind of poverty in a gem where like your best move and like way of playing the game is something that can just like lose you the game. This one makes me, okay, Haunter F tier, you can draft a Haunter, but it's not like a good Pokemon. This one makes me sad, because I do like Gengar. Gengar's one of my favorite Pokemon. I loved it in Gen 8. I love Gengar in general. But again, it's to the point of like, if I'm looking for like a frail offensive Pokemon, like a solid revenge killing Scarf, things like that, there are just better options than Gengar most of the time. I don't think Gengar is inherently a bad Pokemon, but I think at this point, with this full dex, why are you drafting Gengar over the plethora of other offensive demons that you can get? Maybe if you're in a Wi-Fi league, you can justify it because there's like 16 people drafting a pool, things like that. But if we're playing like 8-man draft pools, why am I ever drafting a Gengar? Give him Levitate back? Maybe. Gengar, my all-time draft kill leader? No, it's close. It's not my all-time. I'll open that on the side. It's up there. I drafted a lot in Gen 8. A lot in early Gen 8 too, when it was like one of the premier offensive threats and like early dexes of Gen 8. I did it a lot. I used a lot of Gengar. So I'm not saying this from a place of hate. I am a big Gengar stan. I just don't think he's up to snuff anymore. I really don't. Oh no. I really, really don't. So we'll see. Maybe I'm tripping. Is it here yet? There it is. Gengar is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in kills for me. It's 78 kills all time for me. You can see it's also second in deaths all time. Victini is my kill leader. It has 116. I'm excited for that guy to come back. Oh, what just happened? What the hell just happened? The world is happening right now. Hold on. My shit just like started tweaking. Hold on. We're gonna fix this real quick. We're gonna fix this real quick. 1 second. Let's get this place humid. No, please don't get this place humid. This is not a Pokopia stream. I don't know why that tweaked on me like that. That was so weird. Okay, there we go. But yeah, Gengar just like isn't there anymore. There's my kill leaders there. But yeah, it's tough, but it happens. We were just talking about you, Kurt. Do you allow Key with Terra Blast to draft? Yeah, I don't think it needs any other coverage. I don't think Terra Blast would make it broken. I think if anything, you just run Terra Fire V-Create every week, right? Or Blue Flare. Like, do what you're good with. Do what you're good at. Coverage isn't what Victini needs. It has plenty. Like, trust, it has plenty. It doesn't usually click it because V-Create's strong enough to, like, not have to. But that guy's got plenty of coverage. Yeah. Terra Blast is fine. I actually don't know what Terra Blast you'd run. Maybe Ghost? Because you don't get Shadow Ball for some reason? Right? But, like, you have Gleam. You have, I mean, like, maybe it lets you be, like, Physical Fire Fairy, which is pretty strong. Like Terra Blast Fairy. But, like, yeah, I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be fine. Alright, more F tiers. Man, Gen 1 sucks. Hypno, what are you drafting Hypno for? Electrode, what are you drafting the Electrode for? It's the same thing as, like, Raichu. Where, like, you would draft it for, like, low tier speed and, like, a Torn check, technically, and, like, a static Punishmon, but I don't know. I guess I'd rather have it than Raichu because it's faster, but they're both terrible, you know? He's not real anymore. Not anymore. He is not real anymore. He used to be real. He's not real anymore. He was real. Just like Raichu was real. Not real anymore. Not real anymore. Okay. Chansey, I guess you could say like a D tier Chansey. It has like a very specific hyper niche role, but it's also so exploitable that I don't think it's actually really worth it. When I finish Gen 2, I'm totally getting another Olipop. But yeah, I think like super hyper specific role kind of sucks butt though. Dude, Gen 1 sucks. Can we get a B tier Pokemon yet? Can we get a B tier Pokemon yet, please? Oh my gosh. Scyther. Same thing, like maybe super low tier, like secondary Terra Captain, but not great. Gyarados, I'd say the same thing as like Arcanine, maybe a little bit better. Like you could like justify like a low tier Terra Gyarados, right? Like there are times where like when Terra was like announced, people were like, Gyarados is going to be him. And it's like one of those things like, yeah, but there's so many better options, right? There's so many better options. Because like think about it this way. When you're drafting a Terra, right? I don't know. They're like at the bottom from this tier list. They're like down here. I don't know why. It's okay though. It's one of those things where like you're either drafting a really high tier Terra Captain, right? And then like a low tier Terra Captain like Gyarados. But chances are, 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to Terra your top tier broken Mon that you got in round 1. And not your Gyarados. So you just have a Gyarados that you're never going to bring. Or you draft 2 mid tier Terra Pokemon, which is like your Iron Crown, Iron Moth type cores. And you're not going to have Gyarados as that one. Right? So it just isn't worth it. There is a good Pokemon coming up, and I'm very excited about that because we have some shitters in the first 2 gens, man. Like, they're so bad. This is gonna be the worst start to a tier list ever. Yeah, we have the Bulls. The fighting one is like terrible. It doesn't do anything. I like the fire and water ones like offensive typings, so we'll put them in C tier. I could see it like maybe stretching and justifying it. I think they're cool in low tier. Why do cats make good warriors? What? I don't know. Why do they make good warriors? Is there like a cat Pokemon that we just tiered? On Terra Zero, everybody looking for team one. It's like Gyarados and Teacher. I thought they'd be crazy. Because they got 9 lives. You know what? That's so true. Send them out there. Front lines. Let them get taken out. Next is gonna be like your Vaporeon, Jolteon kind of guys. Again, like I've seen Terra Jolteon put in enough work. I feel like it deserves like a C tier because of it, right? Vapo, kind of just stat crept. He's a big do nothing guy. Flareon is a terrible Pokemon. Not gonna pretend otherwise. It did skip Ditto. Again, another guy like Chansey, like hyper specific role, but isn't very good. In my mind, right? Like ultimate noob killer kind of guy. That's it. And we finally have a good Pokemon. We got an A tier. Big D-Knight. I love D-Knight and SV. I think it's so good. Whether it be DD sets, whether it be like fatter sets, whether it be like CB sets, it's really, really strong. Multi-scale is a great tool to have as leverage to not just lose to all of the scary, scary offensive threats. Anytime I've used D-Knight or like had D-Knight on like my team in a tour or like on one of our teams, things like that, it's always just been a top performer. D-Knight's incredible. So I'm here for it. I think it definitely deserves an A tier slot. Great like round 2, 3 kind of guy. Very, very solid Pokemon. It's gonna be the end of start of Gen 1. There's still like a couple more. We could just scroll down and find them if we want, but we'll do that later. I'm not sure. Okay. Next up. There's big Amphi. Amphi will put in D tier. It's a better like low tier flying resist than these guys, like by a considerable amount. It must have, Derek. It must have. Yeah, but I think Amphi, like, if you're gonna draft like the low tier flying resist / static mon, it is just objectively better than like Trode and Raichu. I see it drafted. Let's fucking go, Gabe. Let's go. You see like low tier screens option, helmet. Like I actually like am in DWL right now this week. There's a team that has Ampharos as like a super, super low tier character captain. I think it's like okay in that role, right? Mostly as like a flying resist, maybe like a sneaky meteor beam every once in a while. But like electric plus like fairy is like okay, right? If you're playing into like Tusk ground, it's actually kind of annoying to switch into, potentially. So yeah, not bad. I'm always a big Ozzy stan. I love his defensive typing in this gen, so I think like putting it in B tier is valid. It's probably gonna be lower in B tier, to be honest with you, if I had to guess, but I think it's good. I'll be honest here, Dragon Pulse for Dragonite, Ampharos wins. I don't know how much that's going to do to D-Knight. You probably want to click Meteor Beam instead, right? I don't know how much it's going to do. Maybe if you have Scale broken, it can beat it 1v1. EV Azu, yeah, I just love Azu in general. I think its defensive typing is great. It's strong, good prio. I don't see it drafted as much as I saw in early gen, but I love me some Azu. I spam this guy early gen, and he's good. Unfortunately, Sudowoodo is terrible. Another really bad Pokemon. Jumpluff, same thing. I'm sorry. We're not going to justify drafting a Jumpluff. This ain't no VGC, right? Sunflora, I didn't know it was in the decks. I'll be honest. I've seen some Terra Espeons put in some work, so we're going to put it in D tier. I think it's like somewhat viable in that regard. Umbreon is like a defensive piece, is probably better in like that niche like Spadef Wish roll than Chansey. But I think it's still very exploitable in that regard. We'll put it in like the bottom of C tier. HL cries for Jumbo. HL just uses shit he thinks is cool. That doesn't mean they're good. You know what I mean? Definitely doesn't mean they're good. But yeah. B tier, Slowking Galar, I think, or Slowking. I think it's totally fine to put this guy here. Whether it be with Chili to keep like that momentum, AV sets, things like that. It's a good Pokemon. Just a good serviceable teammate. Good pivot, right? And it's the main reason Slowbro sucks and Slowking's good is because this guy can grab momentum and this guy cannot anymore. So, yeah. Slowbro is the GOAT in Gen 8 though, man. Oh my god. Such a good pivot. I love that guy. Absolutely love that guy. A12 Crash for Jumpluff. Alright. Next, am I missing anybody? Oh, Murkrow, I guess. Technically F tier, it is like a draftable NFE guy, but we're not going to pretend like it's good. Same thing for Giraffe Rig. Same thing for Misdreavus, right? Like, I guess you could justify like Misdreavus as like a spin blocker, I guess. It's probably better than like all of these Pokemon, right? But still not great. I'm not gonna pretend like I'd ever draft a Misdreavus like on purpose of willing, sound, mind, and body. Fortress, while I am a big hater of it, it is like objectively good at like that niche role of like getting up hazards, being a fist off wall, vaulting around, things like that. Like it can do that decently well enough. So I think that's fine. Goldfish, another Pokemon's going to go a little bit higher in C tier. Very, very draftable. Spikes, T-Spikes, Intim, like helmet type stuff. It's always going to be good at, right? Very, very treat Pokemon at this point because, again, it's super stat crept. And Loki, like, Hisuian Goldfish does like 90% of what it does, but better. It just can't run a helmet as easy, but even then, you could still run helmet Hisuian Goldfish if you really need the chip on something, right? So I think just Hisuian Cliff is just a better Pokemon, unfortunately, and kind of invalidates that guy's existence. I'm a big Scizor guy. I think Scizor is great. A lot of the top tier Pokemon don't like switching into like Band and Bullet Punches. I think when people like stop running like defensive fog sets and like stop coping with the fact that Rooster's gone, they realize this Pokemon's really good. Encore Distribution and Volt Switch magically makes Fortress not entirely useless in modern gens. Crazy hasn't seen the day. You've seen the day it's been used out of a 2004 format. A little bit, yeah, but like it's tough that like it loses to a lot of the ground type hazard setters, low-key, it feels like. I don't know, because like it can't Volt Out on them. It can't spin. I think it's actually better not even as a spin bot, but as a hazard bot. So it can't be super exploded. But yeah, there's a lot of Encore spam that like makes it a little bit better. I've seen a lot of like Fortress Screamtail before. But yeah, but Scizor, when people stop coping, we bring choice Scarf. It's a wrong choice item, but we do love bringing choice. Yeah, we do love bringing choice in general. I think Scizor is really strong though. Again, just stop coping. Don't worry about it not having boost anymore. Don't try and bring fat sets. They bring like a strong ass SD set that can win the end game, or bring like Banded, right? Scizor's really good at like weakening its own checks too, like good knock spamming, and like you can draft a team that really allows like Scizor to like set up in the video game pretty easy. I like Scizor a lot in this meta. I like it a lot, so it's gonna go an A. Unfortunately, the Mighty Have Fallen and Heracross is just poop butt. It is what it is. I think like value-wise, you have to put it right here. It's strong, but there's so many strong offensive fighting types in the big 26. They're like, why are you using Heracross, unfortunately? Do love that guy as an old gen breaker. He's very goated, but unfortunately, he's kind of poop butt. Ursaring, there was like a lot of Ursaring play early in the gen. I'm gonna put it in F tier still, because like, there's probably a better way to do in Jolteon gets T supported to above Hera. Shut the fuck up, dude. That's the Legend ZA carry. Which is the Legend ZA carry? Scizor? Was Scizor your Legend ZA carry, or is there a different Pokemon that I just missed? Oh, Heracross. Blah. Big blah. My bad. Big blah. Yeah, Ursaring got a lot of play early gen. I even used it a lot. Maybe it's like worth a D tier. I think it's worth a D tier shout. Very naturally bulky, very naturally strong too. I'll give it a D tier. I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan of like big do nothing Pokemon, right? Like Ursaring's like whole thing is that he is bulky with an Eviolite and he's kind of strong. But like, what does he do for you, right? Your team should have like I think at this point we've like hyper optimized a lot of drafts to where like you have things that you need to get and need to account for, and Ursaring doesn't really account for anything. But it doesn't like account for nothing, but doesn't account for anything in particular. You know what I mean? And that's where my disdain comes. I drafted a lot early gen though, because like the allure of this guy is bulky and has Eviolite now. Wow. Forgot Dunsparce. Dunsparce also gonna go in F. Nobody's gonna make me pretend that guy's good. There was a lot of people early gen that tried to do that shit. Nobody's gonna make me say that's good. Are we assuming these are for 8mon? Yeah, for the most part. I'd like to kind of do this in like the most hyper optimized format, because I think that's like the easiest gold standard. If I'm playing Wi-Fi, I can draft a fucking Tauros Paldea Blaze and put in crazy work with it, right? Yeah, I think it's just the most like universal format at this point. Outside of Wi-Fi, right? Like a lot of games are just tour play games now. So yeah, we're gonna kind of assume from there where everything is kind of hyper optimized. Delibird. All right, you know we're not even gonna talk about it. Hopefully Kurt isn't still here. This guy fucking sucks. I hate this guy. He's terrible. Such a do nothing gimmick Pokemon. He probably isn't still here, or he would have yelled at me already. Houndoom is also probably going to go in F tier. I mean, the first two gens have some stinkers, guys. I don't know if we realize this. They have some absolute stinkers. And they do just kind of fill out and fluff up the decks. But that Pokemon's terrible too. Donphan saw like a huge resurgence early gen to where I feel like I have to put it in the C tier. Because there's not a lot of viable removal in SV. And I don't think Donphan is a great Pokemon, but I think it's viable removal. And that is like good enough. Dynamax Delibird went crazy in that one league. Yes, when we gave it the god gimmick, and it was able to like double its HP and never miss and have the strongest max moves ever, that guy was sick. Yeah, that guy was dope. Donphan C. It's where it deserves to be. King L5 is in shambles. I think it's like, so again, this is the way I'm doing it. S tier is like top of the top, tippy top of the metagame. A tier is like very solid Pokemon you want on your team. Rounds like 2 to like 5 range. C is Pokemon that are maybe more niche but have their applications, I think. And then D tier is like, you can draft it and make it work, but it's not going to be very good. And then F tier is like, don't draft these fucking Pokemon. Do not draft these Pokemon. And I think Donphan, like, it has its niche. It is a good spinner. It is not really good at anything else. I really don't think it's good at anything else. We saw like the Donphan resurgence for like 2 years in SV, and I think that deserves some shout out. Exactly. Like, Terra, well, again, so we're going to talk about, I don't know if you're here when I talk about Terra Gyarados dashing. Think of how you draft Terra captains, right? Typically, you'd have like a super top tier Terra, like a Raging Bolt, and like a 3 or 4 point Terramon, right? That would be where Gyarados probably falls in, right? Is that super low tier with a super high tier. But if I have a super high tier Terra captain, I'm never fucking tearing my Gyarados because I want to win games, and I'm going to tear my most broken Mon that typically will always have a better matchup 19 times out of 20. I'll even like go more. Or I'm drafting like 2 mid-tier captains, you're like Crown Moth type shit, right? And if I'm doing that, Gyarados doesn't fit in there. The issue with Gyarados with Terra is that it's much better with Terra. Very good with Terra, but there's so many better options than Terra Gyarados. So unless you're playing a specific format that only allows you to Terra low-tier, like more low-tier Pokemon, it is not worth tearing your Gyarados. It's just not, you know what I mean? Even outside of 8mon, I don't think it's worth. I don't think it even needs to be in 8mon or in 11mon specifically, like Wi-Fi. I'm still going to Terra my better Mon. Every Pokemon gets better with Terra, is what I want you guys to all realize. Besides a few. Maybe not the Protean guys. But like 99% of the decks gets better with Terra. But that doesn't mean that they're good with Terra. You know what I mean? In the sense of there are better Pokemon. It's all opportunity cost, right? It's all opportunity cost. So like, why not pick the better guy? Why not pick the better guy? There's still a goat. You're hating. You can draft Terra Gyarados. That's why he's in D tier. You can... Oh. Put him in F tier because you, fuck you. You can draft Terra Gyarados and you can do work with it. I'm not saying you could draft it and get 20 kills and be like, see, OG Albina, I won the XDBCDL Season 3 with Terra Gyarados. Yeah, it's strong. DD, Moxie, good coverage, get the Terra, defense typing or extra coverage or like an extra boost on EQ or something. That's poggers. Heck yeah, fire. But like, you also could have done that with something better. You know, it's just people are using Terra Gyarados because they want to use it, not because it is the best option. It's not. You know, like it's just not. But yeah, Blissey's gonna be like Chansey, more hyper specific, but like better as a Pokemon because it can hold an item that isn't Eevee, right? Like we can boots and things like that. We're a little bit stronger offensively, not as much of a wet noodle. So I think it at least deserves like a C tier placement. Very hyper specific in its role, but it can be drafted. Terra Gyarados was great in low tier. Yeah, because it was the best Terra option. You don't know the genius. See, again, you can do that, but you could do that with other Terra Pokemon that are better at that. Closer lost Spin, and it lost Boom, and it has Shell Smash, which loses you the game 90% of the time. Ah! No, I think Chansey and Blissey can like work on very hyper-specific builds, right? They're not good, but they can definitely work. Okay. Alright. This one's gonna make people real mad. We got a pseudo-legendary in C tier. Same thing with T-Tar. I think Sand is just not very good right now. And like outside of that, T-Tar is just a big do-nothing mod. So Terra Gyarados is Durbesty. It's Durbesty in low tier. Everybody name your Gyarados as Michael from now on. But don't tell Gold Mason. But T-Tar's not a Pokemon. Like, Sand just isn't good right now, right? And if Sand isn't good and Drill's like meh, then why are we drafting T-Tar, right? It doesn't really fill that hyper-specific role. The bulging vein on his forehead. Dude, it's right here on my massive forehead. I told you guys, this is going to make you upset. I'm a big hater. You're talking to, like, you're not talking to, like Amel. Amel will make half these guys work and be like, this guy is awesome, right? I'm the opposite. I will draft the same team over and over and over and over and over and over and over again if it helps me win. So I like to look at it from the lens of like hyper optimization. What is the best I can bring? How deep does T-Tar have to be for me to draft it? That's a good question. Let me check what it was in DWL. Just so I have like a reference. 6 or 7 points. Tyran. It's Oh, that's Oras, dude. I was like, it's 13? Why the fuck is it 13? It's because it was Oras. It's 8 points right now. Let's see if it was drafted at all in SV. I'm curious. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it has to be pretty low. Even then, like, even if it's low. Okay, so it's like, I call it Entei syndrome. Where, like, recently, or just like a couple years ago, I was playing in Hoenn Classic, right? Kazley, sorry. And he, like, did, like, the use space tiering thing, where he dropped a bunch of guys. Like, these guys are never drafted. They're getting fucking bumped down. It was like a 3-point Entei in, like, Oras, right? And I was like, which it wouldn't be that in SV, it's better in SV. But, like, in Oras, it was 3 points. And I was like, oh, shit. That's tough. I want to use Entei. That's only 3 points. What a steal. It's so strong. It's so bulky, blah, blah, blah. But then I was drafting a team, and I was like, wow, Entei would do nothing for me. It's a good Pokemon, right? Like, it has the stats. It has the move pool. It's a good Pokemon. But what does it do? Nothing. So I didn't draft the 3-point Entei. Didn't draft it because it didn't do anything for me, right? Now I'm sure I could draft specifically around, like, wanting the 3-point Entei, and I'm sure it would fit on more teams because of that. But, like, T-Tar kind of has that syndrome. It's like, wow, I look at this and, like, the old gen player in me looks and I'm like, yo, T-Tar is 8 points, man? That's crazy. That guy's a fucking pseudo. He has 8 billion stats. How is he 8 points? And then I'm like, what does he do? What does he do? I've been a big Bronzong hater, then I saw it, it's upside with 6-7 to hate it more. HP. Oh, shit. 6-7. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to blow wrong. It would have to fit the team, and I don't know what it does in that regard right now. If I needed, like, low-tier rocker and flying resist, like, is Tyranitar a Regirock? Nobody clipped that. Is Tyranitar Regirock now, though? Like, he's just better Regirock? Like, low-tier flying resist, I guess? You know? Like, I don't know. Maybe if it was, like, 7 points, 6 points, and it fit the team, I'd draft it, you know? I'd draft it at 8 if it fit the team. Regirock might be better. It's crazy. I don't know. It's like, T-Tar can work. You draft it on sand. It's very cheap right now, but I don't know how likely I am to draft a T-Tar. T-Tar is 6'7", genuinely 11 Mon Merchant. Jesus. It's definitely draftable. I think it's draftable at this, too. Like, I think it's draftable at 8. I don't think it's a bad price, but, like, you see it didn't go drafted because it wasn't fitting these archetypes that it's on. Like, it wasn't fitting any of these archetypes that it's on. So it just, you know, goes to show. Shit's hyper optimized now, man. That means you go banded knock and nothing else, but you're slower than everything. That's so hard when you're slow. Okay. Next up is Pelly. Pelly's also going to go and see. That's not next, by the way. I think I just skipped something. Oh, Sneasel. I've seen Scizor drafts as, like, low tier speed. We'll put it at the bottom of D. If T-Tar dribbles like 12 points, would Pocket Sand be playable? Pocket Sand! Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, if it was like 12 points cumulatively or like 15 points cumulatively, that's fine. I might have to end stream. Okay. Let's keep going for a second though. Damn it, dude. Fuck. Always doing something, dude. We can't test that though because we're testing bum ass Aleki. Hey. Yeah, I might just have to end stream to go help someone out with something. It sucks. It's life, but it sucks. We'll get some more in while I wait to confirm. Yeah, I'm good. Fuck, man. Oh, it sucks. Like, nothing's, like, wrong. I'm just bummed. I'm frustrated. Guardy, same thing. I think Guardy is, like, probably a D-tier Pokemon, right? Like, really good in low tier, right? Like, Guardy's Thanos in low tier, but there's just better options for it. Sure. Damn it. Yeah, I'm all good. It's just, yeah, it's something similar to that. Yeah, that kind of thing. It's just, you know, it's nothing. Nobody's like doing anything like bad or anything. Nobody's in trouble. It's just I gotta go do adult shit. Darn. Who's getting slandered today, boys? Everybody's getting slandered. Look at this tier list so far. Don't worry, we'll definitely finish this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end though, guys. I'm sorry. Either later tonight, maybe I'll go live, like late at night. I'm also off on Thursday, so maybe I'll get a chance to go live on Thursday. I'm sorry for abruptly ending. Life happens though, shit happens. Sorry, y'all.